Mystery acted Blind Frog Ranch. As the Utah summer deepens, the desert floor cracks open beneath the relentless sun, exposing veins of mystery and legend buried deep in the red rock. Blind Frog Ranch, still remote, still cursed, and still teetering between science and myth, returns to the forefront of paranormal speculation in Season 5. But this time, the stakes are higher. Not just because the treasures might be real, but because what's buried could be dangerous. Lethally so. Season 5 of Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch detonates expectations with what becomes the show's most shocking twist yet. A radioactive discovery that reframes everything viewers thought they knew about the land, the legends, and the unseen forces circling the Dufresne family. Beneath the surface, a legacy cracks open. Blind Frog Ranch has never been a simple treasure hunt. Since the first episode, it's been more than gold bars and mysterious tunnels. It's been about energy, anomalies, and unexplained interference. Season 5 wastes no time immersing the crew and audience into a narrative far deeper than just Aztec gold. A tunnel collapse early in the season halts a promising dig, leaving behind debris embedded with ancient pottery shards, charred stone, and a peculiar shimmer that resists explanation. Advanced equipment is brought in: geophysical scanners, ground-penetrating radar, and magnetic anomaly detectors. One reading, more erratic than the rest, shows an intense spike under what was thought to be stable ground. Radiation meters soon confirm the presence of something not natural, not safe, and not forgotten. The land, long suspected of hiding treasure, now appears to be guarding something far more volatile. The uranium vein, an unwanted truthwat the crew initially mistakes for a mineral vein, turns out to be a deposit of uranium ore. The implications are immediate and unsettling. The concentration exceeds what would be expected from a simple geological formation. This isn't just a fluke of nature. This is intentional containment, possibly engineered. Protective layers of sediment, deliberately placed barriers, and unnatural stone configurations point to something hidden, not to be found, but to be kept from being found. This uranium doesn't just shift the focus from gold to danger. It amplifies the mystery of the ranch tenfold. If someone in the distant past knew of the deposit, did they bury it to protect others, or to weaponize it? The cylinder, proof of designed uranium find, is only the beginning. In a chamber adjacent to the deposit, a metallic cylinder is uncovered, sealed, and partially embedded in clay and fractured quartz. Unlike previous metallic discoveries, this piece shows no corrosion. The surface is etched with microscopic lattice patterns that suggest heat-resistant engineering, perhaps military-grade or extraterrestrial in origin. There are no markings, no serial numbers, nothing to suggest origin or ownership. Soil samples around the object are irradiated. Plants in the immediate vicinity display genetic abnormalities. Even the local wildlife appears to have vacated the area. The object, whatever its function, seems to be generating or containing radiation, making it the first possible clue that the land was not only used for burial or storage, but as a kind of natural vault. A map of shadows with the uranium discovery halting many surface operations due to safety concerns. The crew pivots to mapping underground networks, tunnels, caverns, and hidden chambers. LiDAR imaging reveals an unnaturally straight shaft cutting through the canyon rock, something no mine, ancient or modern, should be capable of. At the base, a chamber appears empty, but for what might be a raised dais or altar. The walls pulse with higher radiation levels the closer the imaging probe gets to the center. Correlating ancient trail markers with these underground maps, patterns begin to form. Turtle-shaped rock formations, previously dismissed as oddities, now serve as directional indicators. Carvings previously believed to be Aztec or Ute are reinterpreted as possible warnings. In multiple instances, the stone imagery seems to mirror constellations, particularly Orion, known in many Mesoamerican cultures as a harbinger of death and rebirth. Government shadows and unseen watcher says, the radiation readings become more public, so do the shadows around the ranch. Unmarked black SUVs are spotted at the periphery. Drone footage reveals surveillance not conducted by the show's team. A night vision camera captures a breach in the perimeter, a figure in radiation gear attempting to approach the main shaft. Nothing is taken, but something is left behind. A modern dosimeter calibrated for enriched uranium. A forensic investigation of the dosimeter reveals GPS coordinates embedded in its memory, a location over 400 miles away in New Mexico, near a long decommissioned weapons testing site. Whether it's coincidence or confirmation, the message is clear. Blind Frog Ranch is not just attracting treasure hunters, it's attracting the attention of powerful entities who may have buried something there long ago, and who now may want it back. The ledger stone and tally marks further exploration of a sealed cavern reveals a rectangular slab unlike anything found on the property before. Smooth on all sides and untouched by tool markings, the slab bears a single column of repeated tally marks, 17 across the top, 12 in the middle, and 6 on the bottom. Next to the slab, partially buried in silt, lies a gold ingot fragment matching the measurements of one previously found. But the real revelation comes when the slab is scanned with thermal imaging. Internal voids run through the stone in straight lines, forming a pattern, one that mirrors the shape of the uranium deposit discovered earlier in the season. The slab, it appears, is both a map and a warning. The tally marks may denote caches or countdowns, 17 barrels, 17 containers, or perhaps 17 years until a critical event. The mystery only deepens. Ancestral warnings and lost technology experts brought in to examine the stone suggest that the markings bear resemblance to Olmec and pre-Maya mathematical systems. But their placement in Utah challenges centuries of accepted history. If true, the stone's presence could mean that ancient civilizations not only journeyed farther north than believed, but also possessed knowledge of radioactive materials, or at the very least, a need to keep them isolated. This theory is supported by a remarkable find in the season final, a petrified structure deep underground resembling a vault door. No hinges, no handles. Just a circular stone panel with embedded crystals that refract light in unnatural ways. When illuminated under UV light, the crystals glow with an eerie blue hue, tracing geometric lines that form the image of a serpent devouring its tail, a symbol of eternity, and often of forbidden knowledge. This chamber has not yet been opened. It may be the key to everything, or it may be the end of the investigation as they know it. The dangerous horizonte final moments of Season 5 are not a cliffhanger. They are a threat. As warnings escalate from trespassers, as surveillance increases, as natural dangers compound artificial ones, the team faces its greatest decision yet. Continue digging and risk unleashing something long buried for a reason, or seal off the site permanently. Either way, the ranch is no longer just a mystery. It is now a geopolitical hazard, an ancestral tomb, and a radioactive relic. The uranium find shifts the conversation from speculation to survival. A tremor of expectancy courses through the dusty valley surrounding Blind Frog Ranch, where time once bent, and mysteries twisted in inexplicable ways. Season 5 bursts into existence on a canvas already cracked by past revelations, yet nothing has prepared the team, or the audience, for what lies buried in earth and memory this season. This chapter unfolds under a pall of glowing uncertainty. The ranch's once peaceful expanse, known for its hidden corridors and buried secrets, is now suffused with an invisible menace: radiation. At first, its presence is subtle. A faint hum in the Geiger counters, a hesitant flutter of numbers along the screens, dismissed as equipment fault or natural anomaly. But soon the slow, insidious rise of contamination cannot be ignored. The ranch's land, once nourished by Earth's life, is tainted by silent atoms. The season's rhythm pivots around the discovery of a buried catch. A disinterred crate, half consumed by the shifting sands, carries a sterile label indiscernible beneath layers of dirt. Within lie cylinders marked with warning icons of trefoil hazard, symbols of a danger rarely uttered on the ranch until now. That container, sealed decades ago, holds more than rusting metal. It carries the specter of nuclear history tied to the very land that supports the mysteries. Past excavation sites, long forgotten under sunburned grasses, are reawakened, drawn with magnetic precision towards secrets best left undisturbed. The radioactive aura wraps the old mine tunnels in eerie luminescence, the walls glowing faintly, as if alive. The physicists' instruments light up, not in curiosity but in alarm. Those instruments hold stories of power and peril, and even in the dark, their readings make it clear: something in the earth has changed fundamentally. The land itself becomes a character, one of luminous tension. Soil samples, once the routine of geological data gathering, morph into harbingers of invisible peril. Contamination patterns appear in rings radiating outward from the crate's burial spot, seeping into the water table, a silent spread that mocks the safety of what lies above. The ranch's perimeter